Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. I am your host, Lorna, certified food freedom coach and founder of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. I've spent 10 years in an unhealthy relationship with food, binge eating, over-exercising, and feeling insecure in my body. This podcast is all about helping you get to the root of your food struggles and teaching you how to rewire your brain so you can end binge eating. If you're ready to improve your relationship with food and cultivate more self-love towards yourself and your health, this is the podcast for you. So let's get to it and jump right in. Ending binge eating is not about how much you need to be eating. Ending binge eating is not about what you should be eating. It's actually not even about the food. And so often I get asked, sometimes my clients will ask me and they'll say should I keep chocolate in the house or should I not keep chocolate in the house? Like, should I have 3 meals a day? Should I have 5 meals a day? Should I have a cup of rice or half a cup? And the reality is, you guys, is binge eating, it's not about the food. For so many years, I went from diet to diet and I thought I just needed to try harder. I thought I need to just muster up the courage to actually stick to my diet plan. I'd make these plans for myself. I would write down what I was going to eat and how much I was going to eat. And I just thought that I needed to stick to the plan. I got to stick to the food plan. And when keto didn't work, it's fine. I'm going to try intermittent fasting. And when intermittent fasting didn't work, it's okay. I'm going to track my macros. And I always just thought it was about the food. I just needed to stick to the diet plan. I needed to just eat cleaner. When you're binging, I'm in my head, I'm well, if I'm binging, I just got to stick to the plan a little bit more. Lorna, just don't derail off of the plan. Just don't fall off track. And it's not about the food. Ending binge eating is not about the food. It's about rewiring your brain out of the diet binge cycle. So what I mean by this is you have so many diet culture thoughts in your brain. You guys know what I'm saying? It's diet culture has ingrained all of these, thoughts inside of your brain. You should only eat 3 meals per day. You shouldn't honor your cravings, or, olive oil is so bad for you, or this is a good food and this is a bad food and you shouldn't be eating chocolate. And how dare you eat a cookie? Diet culture makes you have all of these thoughts inside of your mind, right? And I remember having so many foods that I was scared of, olive oil, I was terrified of. Nuts and seeds, I was nuts, almonds, cashews, I was terrified of because I'm oh my gosh, look at the calories. And so you need to rewire these thoughts inside of your brain to no longer see these foods as bad. You got to change your thoughts around food. And when you start thinking differently around food, you can start feeling different around food. How many of you guys have anxiety around food? I used to be so anxious, around food, even just waking up in the morning, I'm what am I going to have for breakfast? And my sister, so when I was younger, my mom would make my sister and I breakfast. And my sister would literally just have her croissant or whatever it was, croissant and cheese or whatever it was for breakfast and just go to school. And then there was me should I have the yogurt? Should I have the banana? Should I add strawberries? No, I shouldn't probably add almonds. Okay, no, should I even have yogurt? Should I even eat breakfast? And it's my sister's out the door. She's already ready to go to school. And I'm still deciding what the heck and bob to eat for breakfast because diet culture messed me up. My sister never dieted. She never thought about food. She would just eat and move on with her day. And then there was me. I'm taking 25 hours to decide what to eat because I had all these thoughts in my mind. You shouldn't be eating that. That's bad food, all of those things. This is what I mean by rewiring your brain. I used to be so anxious around food. Yeah, diet culture is the worst. I used to be so scared to just eat, even like going out for dinner. Like I was terrified to go out for dinner. And so when you have certain thoughts around food, it impacts how you feel around food. If you constantly have these thoughts of like, you shouldn't be eating that, that's a bad food, you're going to feel anxious. So when I started rewiring my brain and I started changing my thoughts around food, I started to feel different around food. When you start changing your thoughts around food and you reframe your diet culture thoughts, you're going to feel more calm around food. You're going to feel more relaxed around food. You can't just say, should I have a cookie or should I not have a cookie? Should I have half a cup of rice or 1 cup of rice? It's not even about that. If you have thoughts around food that this is a good food and this is bad food, you're going to feel anxious. Right? You have to change your thoughts if you want to change how you feel around food. This is what I mean by rewiring your brain. Something else, when I say ending binge eating is not about the food, something else that I really needed to work through alongside of rewiring my brain and changing my thoughts. Jasmine, I'm so glad. Hey, Alicia. So changing your thoughts, rewiring your brain is required to stop binge eating. This is what I help my clients with. But something else is for many of you, you need to heal your relationship with rest. Drop rest in the chat. Can you type that for me? Drop rest in the chat. Many of you guys are go, 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 go. You're a mom, you're running from this, you do this, you do that, and you always feel like you need to be doing something. For me, I had such an unhealthy relationship with rest. I feel like it was like the perfectionist in me. I just always felt like I needed to be doing something. Like I felt like I was wasting my time if I wasn't doing something. So I would wake up early and I would, go to work, and then I would come home and I would feel so bad just like chilling on the couch watching TV. And so I used to be go, go, go all the time. And then at 9:00 at night, when I was so tired, but the only thing that I had energy for was like eating, I would go into the cupboards and I would start eating because I felt like that was more productive than just sitting on the couch watching TV. I felt guilty taking a moment to rest. And if you have an unhealthy relationship with rest, which this is also something that I really work with my clients on. I work through my relationship with rest, but a lot of my clients, they give so much, right? Like they're a people pleaser. They say yes to everyone. They do everything for everyone else. And then at the end of the day, they're so depleted. They have 5 minutes to themselves and they're like, the only thing that I have energy for is to just numb out on food. So this is what I help my clients with. And you might also have to heal your relationship with rest. You need to be okay with saying no. You have to be okay with slowing down. You have to be okay with allowing yourself to just chillax. Like life is going to be okay. Like you're not doing anything wrong by allowing yourself to rest. In fact, it honestly is usually the most productive thing that you can do for yourself. So I needed to heal. I needed to rewire my brain, change my thoughts around food. I needed to change my relationship with rest. And something else that I needed to do that you might need to be focusing on is I needed to remind myself that I was safe without binge eating. I was safe without binge eating. You might have this identity right now of like, I'm a binge eater, I'm a yo-yo dieter. And for me, for 10 years of my life, I was binge eating and I was a yo-yo dieter, but I didn't want that identity anymore. And so you have to remind yourself, like, you are safe to let binge eating go. You are not a binge eater. Binge eating is what you do. It's not who you are. Binge eating is what you do. It's not who you are. And so I needed to shift my identity out of binge eating. Because when you're healing your relationship with food, your identity matters. Your research shows that identity, who you believe you are, impacts your behaviors with food. So if you believe that you're a binge eater, if you believe that you're a self-sabotager, then you're going to do well for a short period of time and you're going to binge and you're going to fall off track because that's who you believe you are. I'm somebody who falls off track. I'm a self-sabotager, right? So these are all things that go way deeper than like, what should I eat for breakfast? You know, like rewiring your brain, changing your thoughts, healing your relationship with rest, shifting your identity out of binge eating are all things that are actually going to support you in ending binge eating far more effectively than like, what should I eat for breakfast? Or like, should I not eat after 7 o'clock? Like, should I keep chocolate in the house? Like, it's actually not even about the food. And these are all things that I work with my clients on. I never forget one of my clients, she came to me on our coaching call and she said, like, I feel like I'm scared to let binge eating go because who am I going to be? What am I going to fill my time up with? Like, what's going to bring me joy? And I remember having that exact same thought when I was on my journey back in 2019. And I had the exact same thoughts. And I'm like, I hate binge eating, but I don't know if I want to let it go because it brings me comfort. Like, it gives me a sense of joy and pleasure. And it allows me to just kind of relax at the end of the day. And I was working with this on my client, and, you know, the reality is you don't need binge eating in your life. When your life is so pleasurable and you're so high on life, you don't need to get high off of a binge. You really don't. But it's not, do you guys see how it goes beneath the food? If you know all the things of what to do and you're still binge eating, it's not about the food. We have to work through your identity, your love-hate relationship with food. You got to rewire your brain. You got to change your thoughts around food to start changing your feelings and behaviors around food. So again, these are all things that I really work with my clients on, especially my clients inside of the academy, because this is where we do personalized coaching. You know, I was even on a call today with a few of my clients in the academy, and, you know, they were like, you know, how do I still prioritize myself when I'm so busy? You know, they're like, I have a few moms that I work with, and it's like, you know, I have to do this for my daughter, gotta go drop off this, and I'm moving and I'm doing this. And it's like, how do I still prioritize myself? How do I still prioritize myself when I feel like I'm so stretched thin? And this is where boundaries come into place. This is where, you know, dedicating time for you first thing in the morning comes into play. This is where having your non-negotiable brain rewiring tools that you do every single day, that's where those come into place, because it doesn't matter how busy you are, you can still be reprogramming your brain. It doesn't matter how busy you are, you dedicate time for yourself, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30 plus minutes, you dedicate that time for you so that you can show up as the best mom and you can be healing your relationship with food and ending binge eating. It goes beyond the food. It goes beyond the food. And again, if you know what to do, but you're still binging, these are all things that I would help you work through, right? Your identity, right? Healing your relationship with rest. I have a lot of people pleasers that I work with in my program, right? They have a hard time saying no. They give to everyone else. They're depleted at the end of the day. These are all things that would help you work through. And rewiring your brain. I'm the queen of helping you rewire your brain, changing your thoughts around food so that you can feel differently around food. So if you guys are looking for personalized coaching, you are looking for high level support, like you want a customized game plan specific to you to help you to stop binge eating, this is really what the Ditch Decade Diets Academy is for. It's my 4-month signature group coaching program where I give you personalized coaching and a step-by-step game plan for you to help you conquer binge eating. So this is really for you if you are looking for hands-on coaching, personalized support, and again, you don't want to just have a few binge-free days. You are ready to sustainably end binge eating for good, and you want to work with somebody like myself who's gone through binge eating themselves. I've maintained a binge-free life for almost 4 years now, so I can help you get here. I can help you stop binge eating for good. So again, if you are ready, like you're so beyond ready, you're like, I know I can get there. I know I can conquer binge eating. I know I'm a badass. I know I can do this. It's just going to be so much easier with accountability and with support and somebody who has gone through this. Like when you know that you have the right support, you're like, I'm going to conquer, then the academy is definitely for you. So you can just DM me academy and I will send you all the details regarding the 4-month program. Let's see here. Hey, Kiara, I noticed that I eat when I'm stressed. Go watch the video I just posted. I think it was yesterday. I talked about how you actually don't binge because you're stressed. Go watch that video, because I know it's like, I know it seems like, oh, I keep eating every time I'm stressed. But the reality is I'm sure you know people in your life who are stressed, yet they don't turn to food, right? Like think about like friends or coworkers, they're also stressed, but they don't come home at 9 o'clock at night and open up the pantry and not be able to stop eating, right? So binge eating is not due to stress. Now, of course, you want to work through your stress, right? You want to work through your stress. So you want to, engage in like meditation, breathing techniques, breath work to really help regulate your nervous system, having healthy coping mechanisms. But we don't want to be blaming eating on stress, because then people link the two. Oh, I just binged because I had a stressful day at work. And then you have a stressful day at work and you go eat because it's like, oh, this is what I do when I'm stressed. How to stop eating at night? Really good question, Ella. So a few things. You want to be making sure that your meals throughout the day are so satisfying. Like I'm not just talking like, oh yeah, that was a good meal. Like you want to make sure that your meals during the day are so freaking good, like so incredibly good. Because if you are depriving yourself of what you actually want throughout the day, and you're just forcing yourself to eat chicken and plain broccoli and salads, and you're not honoring your cravings, they're going to turn into urges in the evening. I used to do this. So I used to always binge at night. Like eating healthy all day was no problem for me. But then come the evening, that's always when I would binge. And so it was because I was trying to eat super healthy and I enjoyed it. But like if I wanted a cookie, I would never allow myself to have a cookie during the day. And then I would come home and binge on all the cookies in my house. So you got to be making sure that your meals are super satisfying. And if you can start having the foods that you tend to binge on at night, start to have those during the day, that's also going to help normalize that food and take it off of the pedestal. So I would definitely recommend those things. And then also when it comes to nighttime binging, like you also have to remember the way that the brain works. So as you go about your day, your brain fatigues. So first thing in the morning, you haven't really made any decisions yet. So, your brain is able to make decisions. But as you make decisions about the day, the brain fatigues. So come the end of the day when you're so exhausted, you can have the best intentions of, I'm going to come home and I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to go to bed early. You can have all these good intentions, but because your brain is fatigued, you just revert to what's easiest and what's most familiar, aka sitting on the couch, watching TV and binging. Yes, Angelina, body image plays a huge role in binging to comfort yourself, whether it's looking at yourself in the mirror, whether it is stepping on the scale, whether it's seeing yourself in a photo. And when you don't like what you see, it's like, oh my gosh, I look like that. I need to comfort myself. So I need to eat to try to make me feel better. 100%. Yep. So common. This is so common. And that's why I'm going to be running my body image program in next month in February, because when I started healing my body image, I started having a better relationship with food, because they're so intertwined. When you don't like what you see in the mirror, it's like, oh, I'm never going to lose weight. Oh, I'm gaining so much weight. Well, I might as well just eat that cookie. Well, might as well not even try to eat healthy. Like, look at me. Right? So your body image definitely plays a huge role in binging, for sure. Awesome, you guys. All right, I'm going to pop off. If you resonated with this, if you are looking for personalized coaching, if you are looking for support accountability, you want a customized step-by-step game plan because you are so ready to stop your binge eating, I can help you get there. You can message me Academy on Instagram and I will send you all of the details. So thank you guys for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.